whale sculptures in a fountain. Looks like they're reaching the surface of the water.
They look life-size too.
Yeah, they probably are.
Isn't that cool, huh?
Yep.
Gives you an idea how big they are.
Tiny House Prepper. Hi there everybody, I'm Bill.
And I'm Elizabeth with Tiny House Prepper.
And we are here eating our lunch before we are off for our next adventure.
Oh, yeah, looking forward to it.
So we have driven past SeaWorld a couple times on the way to Mission Beach. So we thought, that looks cool, so we were going to go to SeaWorld, and then we checked it out and discovered it's just like Disney World. It's like 75 bucks or something to get in.
It was $70
Yeah.
with a $20 off coupon.
Right.
So,
okay. Next time we come to San Diego, we'll do that.
yeah, that's okay.
I didn't realize it was quite such a major attraction, I guess.
Yeah, we got major rides and everything there.
So we are here now. Instead, we decided to go to Birch Aquarium, which was only, I think it was $18.50, and with our retired military discount, we're getting in for $15 a piece. So that's doable.
We can work it. Yep.
So it's going to be a much smaller and more intimate experience than SeaWorld would have been, I'm sure.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am too. I love aquariums. I've been to the aquarium in Baltimore, in Inner Harbor in Baltimore, a number of times, and I absolutely love it.
That is, if you can ever go to the Inner Harbor Aquarium in Baltimore, that is an awesome aquarium.
So we're kind of excited about this. Yep. So I've put the GPS coordinates in the description down below in case you're ever in the area and you would like to see it.
This, I think, is part of the University of California, San Diego, like science program, their oceanography program. Okay. And if you notice that we're in matching shirts, we have our California, San Diego t-shirts. The guy seemed to like us, and he knew we were here for a big visit. You had to say
that when I'm holding the camera and my arm's not long enough to get our t-shirts.
Sorry. Anyway. But the guy basically just charged us for putting the pictures on. I don't think he charges much for the shirt, so he was pretty sweet. That's cool.
Okay, Alrighty. So come on in with us to the aquarium and let's discover this together.
Yep. How would you like to have that swimming over your head?
What?
Above me is a replication of a Megalodon Jaw, and based on teeth that they have found, so it's probably pretty accurate. Staggeringly big shark. They were from long ago. Woo.
That is a very large crab. It's bigger than my hand by far.
Vastly bigger. Yeah. I wonder if there's some way I could so you can get kind of perspective. That's my hand. Incredible.
This is actually an Alaskan king crab. The only thing I've ever seen of an Alaskan king crab is the legs on a Chinese buffet.
Wow.
Wolf eels.
That's really something. Wow. I wouldn't want to come face to face with that. That's big. They're big. What'd you say that thing was, like 3.5 feet long, 4 feet?
Yeah, the tail goes way back in there. Maybe 4 feet.
Yeah, I'm thinking. This is a giant Pacific octopus. She's recently laid eggs. She's intensively caring for her eggs by blowing water over them. She can lay approximately 100,000 eggs, and during this time she stops eating. Octopuses are so smart. They're very smart animals.
And there's also lots of
starfish
here.
Yep. Well, she must be pretty content to lay eggs in there.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
And apparently she's been there for a while caring for them, or they wouldn't have that sign up like that.
Yes. Wow. In here we have Grunt Sculpins, who apparently can actually grunt. And then there's ones with a little bit longer noses that are a little bigger. They're called spiny lumpsuckers. I love those names. They're very tiny. And apparently they can walk along the bottom on their little fins. They produce quiet sound vibrations that they call grunts. The maximum size is 8 centimeters. Oh, they're darling. Jellyfish called sea nettles. Little ones and some big ones. They're nice to look at, but not nice to run into in the ocean. Wow. Huh.
They're all swimming down.
Yeah.
This is called a fried egg jellyfish.
And they look like fried eggs. Oh my goodness. These are Moray Eels. How in the world do we show how big they are? Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can somehow show you how big those things are. Does that help? Right, it's so big. Did you get him? Oh, he's huge. It's a giant sea bass.
Any questions about the animals?
Oh my.
The big guy is a girl, a giant black sea bass, about 20 years old. They can live 75 years.
They can live to be 75. Wow. Now, oh, that's fine. We appreciate it. I'm looking at the size of the bulbs on these. When we were here one time when my son was there, he found
So how big must the glass for that tank be? That's 70,000 gallons of water. It weighs approximately 280 tons of seawater. And the glass that's holding that back is 10 inches thick. Right there.
It's 10-inch thick acrylic.
10-inch thick acrylic. These little seahorses are maybe 3 inches, 2 inches long.
Cute.
All the beautiful colors of the corals.
Really beautiful. fish. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Let me see if I can figure out what that is. Beautiful. You know what this reminds me of right here? If you can just really see them. On the violets that I have in my flowers at home, there's like a soft shininess about them that almost like sparkles. And that's what he reminds me of, is the petals on my violets. Look at that yellow. Oh my goodness. That is beautiful. And the coral's just waving around.
This little guy scoops up sand in his mouth and then spits it out of his gills.
It's so cool. There's quite an elegant little, there's clownfish in their anemone. So sort of a, how about Finding Nemo with a tuxedo on? Right there with their anemone. Boy, these are beautiful little fish. See that striped one there? How dramatic he is. Wow. Cleaner shrimp. It's a cleaner shrimp, like in Finding Nemo. That's actually called them that. Cleaner shrimp. Oh, I love it. I can tell the guys when they did that movie did a lot of research. Jawfish. Now look how he goes straight up in the air. And then he hides down in his hole, and then he peeks his head out. I love it. And then he goes back down in his hole. Well, we saw him at the beginning anyway, go down there. He's kind of hanging out on his front porch. Love it.
Okay, go.
These are called Flamboyant Cuttlefish. They can only get to be like 3 inches or 8 centimeters long as adults. They have very colorful patterns because I think they're potentially deadly animals, and it warns predators how toxic they are. They can change the texture of their skin to mimic objects in their habitat. And then they're unusual in another aspect. They spend their lives walking on the seafloor rather than swimming in the water column like other cuttlefish cousins. Wow. I think it's really kind of a type of, I don't know, I thought cuttlefish were like squid, but those look like crabs. They almost look like little hermit crabs. But they walk on the bottom.
This is a beautiful lionfish. These are very venomous, very painful, and even fatal if you get stuck by one of those skewers. They're native to the Indian Ocean and the Western Pacific, and somehow they got into the Atlantic around the Caribbean. They're not natural there, they have no predators there, and they're absolutely taking over the whole area, and they're trying to eradicate them before they destroy the local...
The coral reefs.
The coral reefs.
Yeah.
But they sure are beautiful.
We've seen people catch them and actually eat them. You just have to be extremely, we've seen them on videos, you just have to be very careful not to get the spines.
Right. They're good eating, you just have to clean them without sticking yourself.
Wow, the sand in here, they let you build your own seafloor, and then the different colors show up to show how high it would be. so cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, you put it on the mountain? Yeah. Okay, good job. Yay!
You're creating like a crevasse trench. And then the mountains are called sea mounts. The underwater mountains. That's really cool. Seahorses are masters of disguise. They can change color to blend with their surroundings. Some species can grow skin filaments or bumps to closely mimic the algae or other elements of their habitat. Of course, the cool thing is that the males actually hold the babies and give birth to them. Huh. These guys are really moving around. Sorry.
This is a leafy sea dragon.
Goodness, they're beautiful. They could blend in with leaves. Oh, that's gorgeous.
It's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen.
Oh, they're so graceful. Look at that. Oh, look at him turning around, showing us his front. Let's see if he turns around again. Look, that one. There, because he swung around and showed the whole front and everything. Oh my goodness. It looks like something out of a fantasy or a fairy tale or something. There we go.
More sea dragons of a different...
These are called weedy sea dragons.
Weedy sea dragons.
I'm telling you, they look like living plants.
This is the back side of the aquarium. And they have tidal pools and different things here where you can pet the critters that are in there. That sort of thing. And then there's a beautiful view of the ocean here.
My sister and my mom call my niece Fiona Dre like all the time.
Here are some very large waves out there on that point.
Yes. This is one of the most beautiful places to sit I have ever seen in my life. Oh my goodness.
There's a bunch of surfers right there.
Uh-huh.
Those waves aren't too shabby either.
Not hardly.
Should we go over to the other spot where we can play?
Crying. I think I am crying.
Where do you want to go?
We're sitting now outside benches that are just overlooking a sort of a cliff right out over the Pacific. This is some of the most beautiful views I've ever seen.
Yeah. You know, we came here just because I've been to aquariums before and I like aquariums, but this has been really enjoyable.
Yes, it has. It's been
Yeah.
just a total treat. Absolutely wonderful.
I highly recommend it for, you know, I mean, there's a cost here, but compared to the cost of some of the other tourist areas in the Southern California, this is well worth the money. And of course, they use the money to further.
Oceanographic research.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So. Yep.
Well, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
And I'm glad to share it with you. This has been a beautiful, beautiful experience. And I just can't tell you how gorgeous the scenery is from right here. So I feel very blessed. And this has been great, sweetheart.
Yep.
I'm really relaxing.
Yeah, we're going to just sit here on the bench for a while and look at the view.
Listen, hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm so glad to shared it with you. So if you don't do your liking and subscribing, and we love you guys, and it's really fun to take you along.
And be blessed.
Yes, be blessed.
Okay, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, absolutely.